It is not an official college football weekend until we check in with Paul Finebaum with us on SportsCenter AM. And legit, you want to start with the Big Ten? We're going to do that, Paul. You asked for it. We're doing it. Buckeyes head coach Ryan Day, he said his team had to be able to win ugly, and they did over the fifth-ranked Fighting Irish. Some holes on offense, some holes on defense. What did you see? I guess what's the ceiling for this team when it comes time to contending with teams like Georgia and Alabama?
Randy, I still think the ceiling is the national championship, and I know there's a lot of overreacting today, but that's what we do on the first week of college football. But Ohio State survived, and I think the team that impressed me the most was Notre Dame. I didn't expect that. I really expected a blowout here. I didn't think this would be close because I believed what everyone told me, that Ohio State was so great. I think they can be, but the pressure of the moment, I think, got to them. Notre Dame came in with a really great game plan by Marcus Freeman. He really exceeded expectations in his debut at Notre Dame. But I think in the end, let's calm down a little bit. Ohio State has a pretty good path ahead. Yeah, they have a few difficult games on the road and, of course, Michigan at the end. But I still think they're going to get there come December.
Defense looked a lot better than it did in the Rose Bowl, which is the last time we saw it, holding Notre Dame scoreless there in the second half. Let's talk about Florida here. Anthony Richardson. I mean, you talk about a statement performance there against a team in Utah that did have college football playoff aspirations. With Richardson at the helm here, how capable is he of perhaps leading Florida back into contending just in the SEC?
I think he can do it. Ultimately, they have to get by Georgia in October, but forget Georgia for a second. Right now, Florida has Kentucky next. Kentucky is the team a lot of us thought could be third or fourth in the SEC. That's next week. Kentucky is a little bit shorthanded. A few weeks from now, Richardson and company has to go to Knoxville for the IT team of this year. They take on Pittsburgh this week. So we will find out very quickly, but I think he's capable. He reminds me a little bit of Cam Newton, who also played at Florida about 15 years ago, a little bit of Lamar Jackson. He is outstanding.
That play that he made where he basically, I don't know, shredded two defenders in the open field and found a wide open receiver on that two-point conversion. That's incredible. Time now for your rank and file, Paul. All right, we're after really one true college football Saturday. We're going to ask you for your top 4 teams in the country. You're going to rank them, and then one team to file away.
I'm going to start with a team we haven't even seen yet, and some will say, how can you do that? Well, I can do whatever I want here, thanks to you, Randy. Fourth is Clemson. They'll play on Monday night against Georgia Tech. They will handle that pretty easily. Clemson, though, has a pretty tough schedule. I say that because they play in the ACC, where we saw carnage all weekend long, or near carnage. But they'll see Notre Dame later on, and I think that will help establish Clemson for yet another run at the playoffs. Number 3 is Ohio State. I think we've had a little bit to say about them already. They underwhelmed, but they're still in pretty good shape. They were number 2 in all the polls. And number 2 is Georgia. You could make an argument that Georgia should be number 1. They beat Oregon, but I discount any win against a Pac-12 wannabe. We've seen enough of them. But Stetson Bennett showed he's ready for prime time. And number 1, of course, is Alabama. Bryce Young, well on his way to being back in the front row in New York. So the Tide will get a good opponent this coming week when they go to Texas. And my file team, you could pick anybody, but I really liked what Brent Venables did at Oklahoma. You have a new coach, you have a new quarterback, you have a new system and a new attitude, and they don't want to hear Lincoln Riley's name in Norman anymore, and they're determined to show that Brent Venables is the right choice.
Perhaps lost him at the quarterback shuffle and the coaches shuffle. Dylan Gabriel certainly looked like his old self and is reunited with his old offensive coordinator there from Central Florida days. That's Paul Finebaum with the very latest for us.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.